morning, Sean, Camel Marketing. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday morning so far and getting your week started off on the right foot. I know I am. Pretty exciting day for me and my business. Today we're going to surpass the 10,000 follower mark, about 15 to 20 away. The last count that I took. When I mean followers, I mean people that have either liked my Facebook page, that I've connected with on LinkedIn, followers on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and Instagram. Those are the main platforms we're on right now. We're dabbling a little bit into Cyberdust, Mark Cuban's baby, and it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of the features that I think you would find on Twitter, but a little more flexible, and a lot more characters that you can put on each blast. Instead of a tweet, it's called a blast. So we're kind of dabbling into that. The 10,000 followers are not part of what we have on Cyberdust right now. But if we can turn that into a viable and meaningful means to market ourselves and some of our clients on that, we could definitely add that legitimately to our followers. Sorry, doing some multitasking now. But that's what we want to talk today about is the persistence and day-to-day type of operations you need to do to kind of hit your goals. Part of our goal was to really have 10,000 followers within a year. We started in November and went full-time into getting our followers, and December was our first month. So in about 8 full months, we've already surpassed 10,000 followers, and it's good. It sounds great, but I know in the grand scheme of things with my vision of what I want to accomplish, quite honestly, it's kind of like the drop in the bucket. But nonetheless, I mean, I've done it without paying for none of our likes, none of our followers, none of our connections. I haven't upgraded my status or my package on LinkedIn. Everything's been done at the ground or at the base level, I should say, and done just with diligence. Is it a lot of work? Absolutely. It's something you got to pay attention to every day. But the day-to-day grind, the day-to-day things that you have to do, eventually pays off over the long run. By this time next year, I want to more than double what we have following, and the year after that, I have a certain goal in mind. So it's going to be about 3 years before I really have said that we've kind of hit a major status here. 10,000 followers. I mean, there's a marketer here in town. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and I've heard through the grapevine that he has about 17,000. But I've also heard that he has multiple personal Facebook accounts, and he counts all his personal Facebook friends on that. And that's not what we do. All of our followers are business related. They know they're following Campbell Marketing. We make it very, very clear with our content that it is a business page, and this is what we're all about. But getting back to the day-to-day grind, my goal for Facebook, for instance, is get at least 2 likes on there every day. How I do that is another discussion, another topic. But getting 2 likes every day means that you're going to get about over 700 likes over a year. Right now we're almost double that. So everything that on top of those 2 likes, I kind of look at as icing on the cake for that day. But it's persistence. It's having daily goals in mind to reach your long-term success. And then speaking with a few people that it's a little embarrassing or humbling, I should say at the same time. The few people that I mentor, by no means do I think I've reached an expert status where I could actually go in and sit in front of a marketing class at the University of Arizona or anything like that and give a dissertation on marketing. I don't know if I could do that or not. But nonetheless, there's 2 people that I kind of mentor. And in speaking to them about the day-to-day grind, I give them a little bit of what I do every day. And one person is very skeptical about it. He doesn't understand the logic behind it or why you should invest time into learning and reading and watching particular videos on other entrepreneurs and see what they've done. But the other person is open to that. He is looking forward to learning more about the day-to-day stuff that helps you get to the longer, the bigger picture. Another thing that you got to do day-to-day is really take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, eating well, doing something active at least 20 minutes every day, how are you going to get yourself through those meetings that you're going to be scheduling later in the afternoon? I mean, think about it. You wake up, say at 5 or at 6, do your daily thing. You have an appointment maybe at 9, maybe at 11, but your next appointment's not till 3 or 4 in that afternoon. That time in between has burned up more energy. How are you going to make it through the day so you're as sharp for that first appointment that you had at 8 as you are at that last appointment you had at 4 in the afternoon? There is no letdown. There is no room for error. Every appointment counts, every prospect counts, and you need to be sharp and at your A game. You need to bring your A game every single time that you're in front of somebody new, in front of somebody that maybe it's a prospect or maybe it's somebody that you're trying to establish within your network. Everybody counts. Every meeting counts. Where's your energy level? Is it the same as 8 o'clock as it was at 4 o'clock? So that's another thing that I've been really concentrated on. Eating right, adding some more supplements to my diet, getting 20 to 30 minutes of good exercise every day. Just got a flat bench, so I'll be doing a little more weights. So I'm kind of anxious and eager to get back into that. But really, that's another thing. So number one was the day-to-day grind on your social media. Well, on your business. For me, it's social media. For me, the business that I have in itself is my resume. It's part of my business card. It's part of my presentation. If I can't sell myself on social media, if I can't show that I have a following, or if I can't show that I have the right content and any type of traffic on my own social media, how's other people going to look at it and say, if you can't do it for yourself, how are you going to do it for me? So that's the first thing, establishing day-to-day goals for your business and what you're going to accomplish every day. It may not seem like much, but think of it over 365 days a year. Yes, 365 days a year. There's going to be a few off days, depending if you celebrate the major holidays, which I do, but those days leading up to a particular holiday, say you got to do a little bit more so you can enjoy the holiday, the few days prior, so you don't have to worry about making up those goals. And then going back to my goal, for instance, getting so many likes on my business page on Facebook. Holidays coming up, I know I'm not going to be reaching or stretching for those likes on that day, so I go for those 2 extra ones on the few days before that to make up, in my mind anyway, for taking the quote-unquote the day off from a particular holiday, for example. Number 2, taking care of yourself so you have the right energy throughout the day. That does include holidays. That does include watching what you eat on holidays and not stretching too far from your goal. One thing that I've noticed is like you give yourself a cheat day. The cheat days are brutal. I found for myself, if I've taken a cheat day here and there on my diet, or if I've taken maybe exceptions on a dinner or whatever, the next day or 2 on, I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling as strong as I did the previous days, that I didn't eat that slice of pizza that I had the night before. These days, the breads, the carbs in particular, weigh heavily on me, and it takes me about a day to get out of that funk that I get into. So I don't give myself any cheat days at all anymore in my diet, none at all. So the third thing is your mindset. And being open to other ideas, being open to learning something each and every day. There's something that you can learn from each and every day. going back to the two people that I mentioned that I'm mentoring, I look at it as a two-way street, and I tell them both, it's like, I need your ideas. I need you to ask me anything that you need to about marketing, about business, about just your day-to-day, the day-to-day grind, because that keeps me fresh, that keeps me motivated. I don't want to forget about the basics or the fundamentals or the things that I did when I first got started. So you got to be open, you got to be receptive to new ideas, you got to be receptive to opening up that book and reading and committing that you're going to read so many books every month. Put that part in your schedule. That's part of your education, your continuing education. There's a particular entrepreneur that I follow, watch one or two of his videos every night, even if I've already watched him before. But over the recent years, he's read over 12 to 1,300 books. Doesn't have a college degree. I think he said he has his GED, but head and shoulders probably one of the most sharpest people that you'll ever see on YouTube. His knowledge that he can draw from the books that he's read into his business and into his day-to-day activities is just phenomenal. So that's something I've incorporated. I don't plan on reading 1,200 books in the next couple of years. I wish I could, but I try to make up for it in watching the informative type of video. Listening to podcasts is something I've also started as well. So, but that's definitely part of my routine. So the first one was having a day-to-day routine, day-to-day goals for your business. The second was take care of yourself each and every day. For me personally, no cheat days. I know it sounds brutal, and it sounds like it's something you can't overcome, but I can't afford a cheat day. The next day I'm just too sluggish. And the third is continuing your education. Even as a mentor, I look at the people that I'm mentoring and look for them for as much inspiration and much information, and to remind myself of the basics and the fundamentals. There's a lot of questions they ask me that it's like, yeah, you're right. I was going through the same thing a few years ago. I'm in this situation or that situation, and it kind of resets my mind and resets, or I should say adds to that little chip on my shoulder that I have from a few of my past learning experiences. Let's put them that way. So, but that's it for today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your view. If you can, I believe there's a little red button right there that says subscribe. YouTube, by far right now, is my weakest platform. I need some subscriptions, so you can kind of help me out. I appreciate that. Send me a comment, and I'll reciprocate and subscribe to your channel as well. Until I hit the big time, then I'll have to stop doing it. So, but anyway, we'll be announcing tomorrow on all the Campbell Marketing Media how we're going to pass the 10,000 follower mark. Again, dropping a bucket compared to the big boys in the industry, but we're getting there. But thanks for your time. If you want to hear anything, want to hear me ramble on about any topic, business, marketing, anything, send me a comment. I'm going to put this particular video on a few other my social media, so I need some replies, need some comments. What else can we talk about? I have a whole list of stuff that I want to talk about, but what's more important is what you want to hear from me. So appreciate it. Have a good Sunday, and we'll talk to you next week.